let's get into the show. I'm very happy to bring up your host tonight. He's a good friend of mine. He runs the Hell or High Water Showcase at the High Dive Bar in River West every month. Please put your hands together. Give a warm welcome to Aaron Clark!
Give it up for my good friend Chris and yourselves, guys. Thanks for coming out so much. Yeah, I'll give it up for yourselves, guys, for checking out comedy on a Friday night. Yeah. Oh, man. So, my mom, she named me Aaron for a very special reason, everybody. First two letters of my name are AA, a reminder to her where she should have been the night I was conceived. I've been trying to take better care of myself. I turned 27 this year, and I haven't really taken care of myself for this whole decade of my life, so I feel like I really need to backtrack. My friend's a yoga instructor. They invited me to one of their walk-in classes. You know, I agreed to it. Figured I'd get, in better shape, get more in tune, body and mind. Yeah, that didn't happen, but on the bright side, I did finally find out what my yoga mat is for. And it's for yoga. I had no idea. I had bought mine 5 years prior at age 22, and apparently I was using it wrong all 5 years. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this to you guys, but I found out at age 27, you're not supposed to use a yoga mat to get way too stoned and reenact scenes from Aladdin. That's not the primary function for that device. And when I say that, I mean I smoke way too much Afghan Kush and then tiptoe around my apartment and get freaked out by all my lamps. Yell at my cat not to touch anything or else shit might get freaky. Pretty sure that makes me a rookie in the yoga game, right? My friends stopped me on the way out. They're like, hey, that was pretty good for your first time. I'm like, yeah, I'm embarrassed. They're like, oh, don't be embarrassed. Everybody's bad their first time. Hey, I know I was, but don't get discouraged. Keep practicing, and who knows, maybe in 6 months, you could become just like me. You can become a certified yogi. No offense, friend, but you're more like a Paddington. Perhaps a Berenstain on your best day, but you need to be honest with yourself. I worked really hard on that joke, you guys. You can't even comprehend how hard I fucking worked on that joke. And I love telling that joke because it's kind of like audience research, because then I get to find out who was read books as a child. So apparently it's this little young, lovely lady right over here. I'm sorry about you guys. Sorry for the rest of you guys. But no, you guys are great. Thanks for bearing with me on that. You are right to groan. I did work on that all night in my Build-A-Bear joke workshop, so I do want to reiterate. No, thank you guys for playing along. Thanks for. I know I still need to work on that joke. It's not fully polished. I need to revise it a little bit. My apologies for the big pause. So this happened to me back in October. This is a pretty wild thing. I found a container of synthetic weed while I was walking my dog, otherwise known as K2, Spice, or as I like to call it, the evil stepmom of weed. Because it markets itself to be exactly like the real thing, tell you that nothing's gonna change. That ain't the case. No, it's a lot more painful. It's a lot of nightmares. Even crazier is where I found the container of synthetic weed. Right next to the Little League field behind my apartment. And won't that just crush your innocence and all your childhood wonder, whatever bit of optimism you might be holding on to? I get a feeling that's exactly like finding a syringe in the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. I feel like that's... I know, they took the most depressing place on earth and made it more depressing. Yeah. So that's so my first thought when I found it, probably just some young kid, some young naive punk, smokes some doctored up weed, not knowing what he's getting himself into, has a bad experience, he just tosses the thing, gets on his bike and rides home. But then my imagination started to kick in, and then I started wondering, do any of you guys here know the story of a man named Doc Ellis, a gentleman named Doc Ellis? You got any old school baseball fans here in the crowd? Okay. Nobody's heard of the game, okay. All right, this guy did. So I'm gonna school the rest of you guys. So back in the year 1970, okay? Way back in the year 1970, there was a major league pitcher by the name of Doc Ellis. And this gentleman threw a no-hitter while on acid. Yeah, okay, cool. I can tell you guys on psychedelic drugs, not baseball, but that's cool. I like that. Yeah, no, he threw 9 innings, gave up no hits, all while on LSD. Arguably the greatest achievement in all of American sports. Now, I started thinking, okay guys, I played Little League for years. And I always wanted to be like all my heroes, you know? So I started thinking, what brave 12-year-old, what little leaguer, what youngster is out there trying to be a young Doc Ellis? Where is that kid? Who's smoking K2 in the pregame of Little League? Like, who's fucking in it to win it? Like, who's got the heart of a champion? I don't know, that whole scenario like makes me laugh so hard because like I just imagine like the old school radio baseball call that would happen. You know, like the announcer is calling the action. He's like, "Little Tanner is out here making history, folks. He's thrown 5 innings, given up no hits. He's got 10 strikeouts, and he's now on his 14th flavor ice pop, and he is convinced the ball is talking to him." History in the making. Boy, I tell you, that kid's parents must be mighty proud. Wherever they are. No, seriously, it looks like Coach is making a call to the bullpen. Now he's calling DCFS. That's probably the better choice there. Good call there, Skip. It's your U.S. Cellular call to Child Protective Services, sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Now for $39.99 a month, you can get a foster family plan. Bottom line on that is, let the kids smoke the wacky weed. We'll keep the good stuff, all right, guys? Builds character. You know, I got a wild imagination. I think that's part of the reason why I got kicked out of Scouts. Yeah, I got kicked out of Scouts at age 9, which I think, tells a lot about me in so many words. I think that's a personal profile for me. No, like my friends tell me all about all the fun they had in the Scouts. They tell me about all the camping trips they went on, and all the survival skills they learned, all the good deeds and all the badges they earned for them. Yeah, I didn't do anything like that. We just went to the Scout meetings and just made really shitty arts and crafts. Like for 6 weeks straight, I swear to God, all we did was make birdhouses for a month and a half, okay? And I don't mean we each worked on one for 6 weeks. We were each cranking out a quota of these bad boys. And I was the only one, I guess, brave and wise enough to question it, to raise their hand and be like, "Hey, they do this themselves, right?" It's kind of their thing, is it not? That's what they told us. I don't know. Like, does Hobby Lobby have a child labor force that hasn't been regulated yet? Like, what the fuck? Like, where's OSHA? Who needs to step in here? Like, what is this? Is this the military? Like, am I at boot camp in some sort of Stanley Kubrick film situation I'm not aware of? Like, are we gonna be lining our bunks pretty soon, saying a creed, something like,
"This is my birdhouse. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My birdhouse is my best friend. It is my life. Without me, my birdhouse is useless. Without my birdhouse, I am useless. I must build my birdhouse true. I must build sturdier than Troop 242, who is trying to outdo me. I will. By God, I swear by this creed."
I mean, something like that. Is that what we're gonna be doing, Scoutmaster Dave? No, they didn't like that one too much. They didn't like that at all. They kicked me out for asking too many questions, I guess. I got dishonorably discharged from the Boy Scouts of America. You guys should check the records on that one. That's a black mark on my profile forever. I recently got back into therapy again, which has been good overall, I think. Yeah. You look at me just like, oh, thank God. No, it's been good. It's good. It's good to talk things out. Like get like stuff off your off your mind. But I don't know. I'm in a weird spot right now. My dad and my therapist have the same first name. Yeah, that's made things kind of awkward. That's made things kind of dicey. Because my therapist is trying to get me way more in touch with my feelings, and my dad is the reason why I'm so emotionally stunted. So I'm in a bit of a bind, y'all. Oh, man. Kind of feel like I'm asking my dealer to sponsor me for Narcotics or Gamblers Anonymous. I'm just like, please, God, man, you're like the reason why I'm here. Can you please help me? Like, please tell me you got it all figured out. I don't know, we spend a majority of the sessions complaining and talking shit about my mom, so believe it or not, it's exactly like hanging out with my dad. It's the same vibe, you guys. I'm working really hard. My shrink dad promised me after my next breakthrough he'd take me ice fishing, so I'm working hard. Oh man, this is a weird thing that happened. My dad called me a couple of months ago to tell me that my grandpa had passed away. And it was a pretty surreal experience because I was getting ready for work at the time, so we just had to keep the conversation really brief. We just kind of like, he just told me the information, I hung up, and I got in my car and I started driving to work. I didn't really have any time to process all the information, so I just kind of instinctively turned on the radio. And the first song I ended up hearing on the radio is Cats in the Cradle. Really? Really? Okay. The first song I hear after speaking with my father about the death of his father is Cats in the Cradle, and you guys don't see any bitter irony there? I did for sure. That's a real kick in the dick. That's a bad way to start a Tuesday. I'm like, why did the radio just like turn itself against me? Like, that's so wrong of it. Like, I thought we had a good relationship. But then I started thinking, I'm like, that probably happens like more often than you think. You know, like the radio plays the song that's completely applicable to your situation. Like, I got a feeling there's a lot of Little League teams out there not smoking K2, okay? Not smoking K2. And they win first place, and on the way to getting Froyo to celebrate, they hear Queen's "We Are the Champions." You know, and they have that big triumphant moment, you know. And I thought, there's probably a dark side to that as well. I mean, how many people do you think have heard Papa Don't Preach by Madonna on the way to Planned Parenthood? You know, it's like, that has messed up some plans. I'll give you the second guess yourself, I think. I don't know, this song's like 5 minutes long, so I would mull it over a lot. I don't know. Well, talk about dating, relationships. Is anybody on a date here tonight? Date? Are you guys a couple? No? No first date, second date? These guys, oh wow, you guys need to, okay, fifth date. You guys definitely need to figure out the dynamics here. I feel really bad that I interjected myself into your Friday night, and I'm just gonna stay away from that now. Relationships are weird, man. There's that give and take balance in every single relationship. And you know, like sometimes it's not always the most balanced. Sometimes it's a little imbalanced. Like my chick and I recently, we were outside smoking a joint together. Organic, by the way. Okay? And she hands it over to me to light it, and I go to light it, and it doesn't like light all the way, like for even distribution, I guess. And she noticed it, and I didn't. And she was just kind of like, "Come on, give me that. You're canoeing it. Like, let me fix it." And by fix it, she meant she was just going to smoke the whole thing. And that is an act I like to call Titanicing. That's when something was clearly engineered to sustain two people, and then the girl just swoops in, steals the entire thing, and leaves the guy to die in the fucking cold. I'm like, babe, that was really insensitive, dude. You know that? Like, you knew that was both of ours. You knew that was a mutual fund. You knew that was from our joint bank account. Could be the reason why that relationship tanked. I don't know. I'm trying not to be bitter anymore. Greedy bitch. I'm not gonna nag her too much. My ex is pretty great though. I will say that fun time in the bedroom with my ex was fun, but also confusing. You know, her favorite thing that she liked to do during the intimate times is she liked to give me all these secondary commands while we were having sex. I like to call them side quests. We got any gamers in the house tonight? Yeah. I like to call them side quests. She'd be like, spank my ass, pull my hair, twist my nipple, bite my neck, and I'd be like, well, do you want to have sex or do you want to play bop it? It's like spank it, pull it, twist it, pull it. But I want next time. I look over at my buddy in the corner, I'm like, I don't know, man, so you give me my high score? Like, alright, you guys have been great. You guys ready to get on with your next comic? You got some